It is the cup final. It is the first ever IRB Women's Rugby World Cup Sevens final. And alongside me to kick things off is a New Zealander, Keith Quinn.
Thank you, Nigel. These two countries first did battle in men's rugby in 1882, and boy, they've come a long way since then. Here we are, a major rugby event. The New Zealand men are not in the cup final, but the women are here at the Rugby World Cup final in Dubai. And the referee, Gabrielle Lee from Hong Kong, signals to begin. Remember, it's 2 halves of 10 minutes each in the final, and that will be strength sapping for both of these teams. As we hear Gabrielle Lee's voice come in, and her mother is watching in Hong Kong and will be very proud of this moment where her daughter takes part in this significant rugby event. Away with the Aussies now. Shez Soon takes it up towards the 22, but ripped away by New Zealand's Huriana Manuel, and now away from Linda Itunu. There's the New Zealand captain, Hannah Porter. They drive and hard. Look at Itunu go, and she's really fired up, but it's jolted back onto the Aussie side, and it's in the hands now of Toby McGann. Flung wide now by Soon, out through Tavo. The big thing might be whether these two teams can keep up the solid pace. They've played 5 games already, and this is a tough one. 2 10-minute halves. Alex Hargraves. No stoppage in the game yet. Pressure from Australia. Tranter and McGann and Hodgkinson, very tall, work together so well for the Aussies. And here comes Tranter, out wide for Nicole Beck. And that's the first try for Nicole Beck of Australia. Just 20 years of age, determined run to the corner, and the early points come from the Aussies in this Trans-Tasman clash.
Well, what a superb bit of patience here, really, from Australia. And the youngster on the team, the 20-year-old wide out, good work here. Just goes for the corner and has the presence of mind to take it over her head. The 20-year-old from Sydney University, who's come from touch rugby representative honours, and as Pup, as she's called, has done her stuff here. Look at this. She knew where the line was, and she took it so well. So it's first blood to Australia here. They beat New Zealand in the cup final of the Oceania Sevens in Samoa, the qualifying tournament, 22-15. It could be another cracker here. We'll see how they last the full 20 minutes. That's the question. Away with Linda Itunu, and New Zealand will want to come swiftly back to plant seeds of doubt. Good work by LAVEA on the switch and creating a sort of overlap opportunity, but not the pace there from Itunu, one of the power players, the American Samoan born, and Ferguson it is. Oh, it's a knock on. That'll be a turnover chance for Australia at the scrum.
Yes, Victoria Grant, they're spilling it. Notice Linda Itunu came on with a headgear on, but it was ripped off her head and flung away in the first moments of play. So is that a measure of how intense this is out here?
Yes, it equates exactly to the men's, the intensity of the competition. And so the feed on the near side, that is interesting. It's the tight head side for the scrum half, but means they can follow the ball round, and it's Rebecca Tavo, scored a couple of great tries earlier in the tournament. They'll expect more from her now. Hargraves sets it up, and they're contesting the ruck powerfully too. No shortage of power in either team, especially here with Debbie Hodgkinson. She really does thrive running into contact, the girl from Western Australia. This is Sel Tranter. So much experience, 3 World Cups to her name in the winning game, rugby.
As that's a penalty against New Zealand's Carla Hohepa for a head-high tackle. So that's a bit of a controversial call there. But they're at the 22, and it's all Australia in these early stages. Coming for Cheryl soon. Big run at the corner by Sel Tranter. Try line right there. Good save by the New Zealand captain, Hannah Porter. And a penalty now for New Zealand, a chance to clear. The early pressure is huge.
The Australian defence, the New Zealand defence has been tremendous as Daryl Suasua looks on anxiously. Australia with that early try lead 5 points to 0, and New Zealand, I don't think they've been out of their own half yet. And they really have kept their line clear though. And they're behind their own line as they try and break away from this early pressure into the hands of Hannah Porter, the captain. She wants it downfield, but it's straight into the hands of Nicole Beck, the try scorer earlier. Elusive running, nice little jink. And they're keeping Debbie Hodgkinson clear on this side. And Debbie Hodgkinson gets up a full head of steam. Can she reach to the line? Yes, she can. Debbie Hodgkinson. That's her 7th try of this tournament. What an impact player she is, and how well they played it.
Well, she was the young woman who was so happy in the playing of the national anthem. I couldn't help think that you never see that. It's always a tense time, but she had a big smile as the anthem played. So proud to be here. And look at the determination she's showing on that same face here as she takes on the New Zealand defence, gets away from them, and plonk. 2nd try for the Wallaroos.
Well, it was beautifully laid on. And look at the strength. For once, too much for the brave New Zealand defence, and a 2nd try and a 10-point lead. And 28-year-old Debbie Hodgkinson from Cottesloe Club in Perth, Western Australia, has reason to look relaxed and confident. It's been a terrific start by Australia, and they have, of course, that big psychological advantage of those 2 wins in their last 2 meetings.
New Zealand played Australia when the Aussies started playing 15-a-side Test rugby in 1994 as Hannah Porter comes away. And now they're into the big league of the World Cup final in 2009, 15 years later. But it's all Australia at the moment. 2.5 minutes to go in the first half. And here's Sherilyn Soon, Shez Soon she's known as. Lovely pick up there. It's absolutely all Aussie at the moment. Away cleared by McGann. Out to the try scorer Hodgkinson. Still back in New Zealand territory, but here's the chance maybe to get something from a set play. Scrum with New Zealand put in.
Already 8 minutes have passed, 2 to go in this first half, and New Zealand will be desperate to get something to boost the morale, lift their hopes before the change round. But the full 10 minutes to come after the break, and away goes Julie Ferguson, one of the senior players, one of the over 30s brigade, and this is a first real lunging attack. Good setback taken up by Hannah Porter, and away, perhaps an overlap if they use the ball well. They spread it wide and challenge Australia on the far left flank, slipping the tackle. That was LAVEA. In fact, it was a knock-on in the end, and good work by Victoria Grant and LAVEA, trying to outflank the Wallaroos on the left, but this time it was Australia's defence.
On the right wing side for New Zealand is Carla Hohepa. She's a real flyer from the south of New Zealand in Otago. She's the tallest, the quickest in the squad, and if they can get her into the clear, that's the New Zealand hope, I would say.
And far and away the most tries of anyone in the tournament.
So here we have Ferguson, runs strongly. With the captain now. Just 40 seconds to go till the half-time. New Zealand need to score straight here. It's not a good pass this time. Referee is coming back, and what is she doing here? She has a yellow card, and so New Zealand will play the last seconds with 7 against 6. So here comes Ferguson now. Big wide pass. How's the bounce going? Oh, it was a good bounce for JUSTINE LAVEA, and New Zealand are in just before half-time. They got the break with the player in the bin. It was Rebecca Tavo sent for 2 minutes on the sideline, and JUSTINE LAVEA from the pass by Ferguson. It came to the left, and then Itunu's pass to LAVEA, well picked up, got it off of thighs, and the try was scored.
How well they took this. It was an awareness, a vision. The switch pass was what made it, because with Tavo having gone to the sin bin for 2 minutes, they couldn't cover all the spaces, and that has opened the game right up now. It's only a 5-point margin after the first 10 minutes. At half-time, Australia dominant territorially, but New Zealand coming back with new hope, and that terrific score in only really their first challenge, their first attack of the game so far. 10-5 at the break to Australia. Daryl Suasua, coach. Is Jason Stanton for Australia.
Does that make sense? In D, we just got to stay together and not panic. Okay? We played most of that half down there, and we just had a nice slide. Okay, and that was fine. A couple of things went their way. You know what I mean? We lost
Black on 3. 1, 2, 3. Black!
It's as intense a rivalry as any, isn't it, Australia-New Zealand, Keith?
Well, it is. All the great history of the Bledisloe Cup and the great battles at the Rugby World Cup. For men, we're talking here, but not today, not tonight here in Dubai. It's the women's sevens final. And there'll be some very proud people on both sides of the Tasman at this moment. But, of course, hopes for victory from Sydney and Brisbane and Melbourne, right across to Perth, and in New Zealand, as we say, from North Cape to the Bluff. So
well, you heard what Coach Daryl Suasua said. We've got the pace to beat them out wide, but you've got to get the ball to them. And Hooper, with 8 tries to a name already, hasn't really had a shout.
Second half begins. It's a close one, 2 tries to 1, so they kick it towards Hohepa out on the left side. That's her number 11. She's a little slow to get it, and she wrenches it away. Here she goes, straight away, just a matter of seconds. She puts it down, and it was 17 seconds after the whistle came from referee Lee, and New Zealand have evened it up. Carla Hohepa.
What a good call on the switch kick, wasn't it? Clearly, they've taken the message, and of course they still have the player in the sin bin, Rebecca Tavo, and they did exactly what he wanted, which was try and get the ball to her. Look how well she dug this out. There was a penalty coming already, but great advantage played by referee Gabriel Lee, and then no one was going to catch Carla Hohepa, the tallest of their side, the woman from Otago, the 23-year-old, and a moment that brought the scores level. Super little dummy, but she had the person to give the dummy to, the decoy. And too late was Hargreaves to do anything about it.
So they're paying dearly for having Tavo in the sin bin.
It's cost them 2 tries. Poor woman, she will be more than a little upset that happened. But here come Australia on the comeback with some power again, this time through Hargreaves, who sets it up. The tackle from LAVEA. The ball retention good for Australia, and the captain Ches Soon, who whips it away to the hands of McGann. coming into contact. No fears there for Debbie Hodgkinson. Makes it, protects it fairly. Tranter now on the switch, all a bit close quarters here, being contained by New Zealand, or actually not spreading it themselves. And I think I heard at half-time Jason Sanders saying, look, you've got to try and spread the ball and do it as you did early on, but it's turnover ball because the scrummage is to New Zealand. Injury problems for Alex Hargreaves by the look of it, and finally Rebecca Tavo, with 10 points conceded while she was off the field, is back, but Hargreaves is still down injured.
You're right there, Nigel. It was tough and physical in the centre of the field, and my word, exciting stuff to see that try scored so readily, so quickly. And coming into the New Zealand team now is Salika Winiata. Substitution made. Ferguson comes to the sideline. So a substitute for Australia coming off as number 6, the try scorer Nicole Beck, and coming on is Trisha Brown. She's played well in the last 2 days as well for Australia. Salika Winiata. Away she goes, narrow side, excellent tackle on her by Shaz Soon. 2 little scrum halves in action, and good to see McGregor coming on the field for New Zealand. She's a very late replacement coming into the team for Exia Edwards.
Well, I guess the fitness levels will come into play with 7 minutes to go. We've already had 13 minutes of action, almost the same as the normal previous round, and it's 7 minutes to play, and it's 10 points all. This final locked equally between New Zealand and Australia. Good throw, good routine, and Justine LAVEA makes it up the short side. A lot of pace in the New Zealand squad. Can they exploit it? If they go wide, Victoria Grant does, and here is Wikipa. They've got Hahupa next in line here. Here's the real flyer in the team, but she's trying to look for something again on the switch ball. Pass. Well, good recovery by Wikipa, I think it was there. Hahupa, and the line abreast, it's working well. They're just drifting with the attack, are the Australian defenders. Ball went backwards. No advantage either, and here the spread wide. This is New Zealand breaking out now with Winiata. Salika Winiata. Now it's going to be a race. It's all on the bounce or the foot control. She's going to get there, I think. It's right to the line itself, and it may never have been under control and may never have been given. The touch judge, Gabriel Lee, consults with the in-goal touch judge. So it's going to be a scrum here. Now, golden chance coming up from the scrummage following this incident. Let's see how close it was in the end. Winiata it was. Oh, knocked back indeed. So the scrummage.
Very good call by the referee and the in-goal staff. So Winiata, who can do anything on the field. She was the jumper in the previous line-out. Well, and she's made a little comment there and cost them 10 metres. So that's a royal chance for New Zealand. Lost there. Here come the Aussies away. 10-all, ladies and gentlemen. 5 minutes to go in the women's first ever World Cup Sevens final.
Debbie Hodgkinson with that power again. Half an overlap, but good cover coming from Wikipa. Rachel Wikipa from Waikato, Southern United club, and a chance again for Australia to retain the possession, and they'll wait. Attention, I think, required, or is it not? Or is it just going to be a replacement as Trisha Brown gets to her feet?
This is a dangerous player here, this one there, Bo de la Cruz. She's a real try scorer. So this is a good move for the Aussies to bring her into the game.
Well, He's a new player who's come from the game of touch with such success to represent. She's on the field now in place of Toby McGann, and the captain, Ches Su, just organising her troops. Away by Beau de la Cruz, straight into the action and into contact. No one out on the left though. Rather loose. Offside against New Zealand. Hodgkinson just loves to run at the opposition to give a chance, half chance only. Pass inside from Tranter. The pressure mounts, it's still 10-all. We're in the first ever Women's World Cup Sevens final. Loose pass, and it's harem-scarum at times. Back goes Rebecca Tavo. In a sense, she owes Australia a try, having been sin-binned.
Another penalty against New Zealand, coming in over the top. Here's Australia attacking as they've done most of the game. This is De La Cruz, or Trisha Brown, and Aussies continue to attack. 3.5 minutes to play. It's all tied up. Are we going to see extra time just to cap off an exciting couple of days? Here's a run from Ches Su, and the referee has made a critical decision there and called back the Aussie captain, Ches Su. And she looks a bit mystified.
Accidentally offside was the call from Gabriel Lee. Is there going to be a decisive moment before we get to extra time, which would follow if it stays at 10-10?
Very good call by referee Lee.
Wasn't it? So New Zealand have the put in this time, back on their own 22. These two so well matched, and so much hanging on the next few minutes. New Zealand, the possibility of a women's unique achievement of a double as World Cup 15s champions and Sevens champions if they win this one. This is Hannah Porter. So much experience and depth of knowledge of the game. Offside, and it's New Zealand to get a penalty. Right back on the 22.
They're hurting a bit, as you see, slow to get up. It's tough going.
And we're still a player, looks like Winiata, I think, who's down. Yeah, there's Salika Winiata, one of the younger players. He's had a terrific tournament, 4 tries. Right, like the men, just grit your teeth, look away, and let the physio do the rest if it's a finger dislocation. But they do hurt. Snap, back in. Bit of spray, Keith.
Oh my God.
That's there you are. Don't let anyone doubt the women and the men's games equate perfectly. So
New Zealand lined out left and right from this restart from Winiata. She's got to send it away towards the speed. Victoria Grant. Now it's with Hohepa. It's with Hohepa. She's the one to beat. Lots of Aussie defence back with 25 metres to go. Grant going in strongly. Itunis as well for New Zealand.
What a game of fluctuating fortunes. Advantage was being played there. For a moment, I thought Hohepa was away. Here's the full penalty coming now.
The referee is so good, she may be thinking about a yellow card against New Zealand.
But not yet. Is it coming out of her pocket? Gabriel Lee from Hong Kong. Some tired figures out there. It's been a grueling 2 days of intense competition. We're down to the last minute, and still nothing decided.
Shelley
Matcham, a newcomer.
Nigel, 1 minute break at the end of the game if it's all tied up, then 5 minutes each way, and golden points if it's a 10-all score in a minute's time from now. Australia have it from Tranter. They run it aggressively. Good New Zealand, that was great tackle by the New Zealand captain. De La Cruz, number 7 for Australia. Again, it'll be Australia's chance from the scrum restart. Look at that clock ticking.
think it's going to be survival of the fittest here. 30 seconds to go. It looks at the moment set for extra time. 20 seconds remain. And Australia using that tight head side feed, which puts added pressure. It does get some protection, but it's not so easy for your front row, and there's a full penalty as the clock counts down to the last 6 seconds. They'll play the penalty out, whether the hooter goes or no. That's the rule.
So New Zealand,
show a chance.
New Zealand have to defend, and if they secure possession, they've got to get it to Hohepa. Here come the Aussies, though. Hargraves. They're just playing it in tight, maybe playing it for the extra time, and it will be sudden death extra time in the women's final here in Dubai. 10 points all, 2 tries each. Wonderful final.
Well, the commitment, the discipline, the intensity etched on the faces of the 14 women out there at the moment. They have really played it to the full, and yet we await a winner.
Coaching staff not allowed out, only the assistants with the water. The coaching staff have to stay back on the sideline. They have to work it out themselves.
The message-carrying water carriers.
They certainly were.
Will have done the role of the coach, and very impressed with the refereeing here of Gabriel Lee, who knows exactly what is going on and is aware to it all. That 1 minute is just about over. We have a 5-minute period, and then if nothing, then they'll change ends, another 5-minute period, and so on. It's whoever scores first, any kind of score, and Australia will restart. This will be an important moment.
Justine LAVEA, who scored the first try for New Zealand. There is Linda Utunu, and New Zealand have the possession. Now what's the call? It's got to be Hohepa. Here she is. Defence is secure on her. Taken away by De La Cruz for Australia. 20 metres out, they have it again. Flung away by Soon. High tackle. Penalty Australia. Soon takes it to Hargraves. Running hard is Trenta. Desperate stuff from both teams.
They've got overlaps on the right here. The ball going wide. The chance for Mitchum. Mitchum for the moment of glory. The decision is awaited. Did she slide to the right? The referee has given the try, and Mitchum has taken the glory to Australia. Shelley Matcham. And that's what it means. Sheer elation. Desperate New Zealand defence, but she just edged in. What a phenomenal final.
So the first Women's Sevens World Cup goes to the Wallaroos of Australia. And we have to say, was it a double movement, we wonder? I don't think so. Let's look again. Unheld. Try is scored. The victory goes to Australia. Shelley Matcham. She did more than Matcham. She won the final and the World Cup for Australia.
Under the leadership of Cheryl Soon, Jason Stanton, the coach, and manager Mark Rowe. There is the chairman of the International Rugby Board, Bernard Lapasse, and waiting to present the first ever Rugby World Cup Sevens Women's Trophy. Her Royal Highness Princess Haya bint Al Hussein, who will hand over this magnificent new trophy to the captain, Ches Soon. So Her Royal Highness waits for this precious moment for the whole of Australia. An enormous credit to them and this tournament as a whole. And there, Princess Haya bint Al Hussein, a member of the International Olympic Committee, and that joyous moment for the captain, the 33-year-old from the Warringah Rats Club in Sydney, Cheryl Soon. Sheer ecstasy. And accompanying in that presentation, NICOLE, the chairman of the Arabian Gulf Rugby Football Union, alongside Bernard Lapasse, the chairman of Rugby World Cup Limited and chairman of the International Rugby Board.